Hi, I'm Luke, the cricket guy, and I'll be reviewing each player's performance from the first test between Australia and India. First, I'm looking at the winning performance from the tourists. Yashavi Jaiswal may have failed in the first innings, but his century in the second innings was phenomenal and took the game totally out of Australia's hands. His combination of patience and attack was a real standout. KL Rahul's match was just as important as his opening partner's. His 26 in the first innings only cut short by a questionable umpiring decision, while his second innings 76 was a real match turner. Devdutt Padikkal looked like a fish out of water in the first innings, but did apply himself well in the second innings. He does look certain, however, to make way for Rohit Sharma in the next test. Virat Kohli's spot was on the line, and things did not start well with a cheap dismissal in the first innings. But his second innings 100 proved a welcome return to form, albeit assisted by poor captaincy by Pat Cummins. Rishabh Pant's first innings 37 when India were under the pump was a pivotal knock in this test, and his keeping was solid enough. Dhruv Javel struggled to make an impact in either innings and could also end up out of the team for Adelaide. Washington Sundar was solid enough with both bat and ball, but how long he holds his spot in front of Jadeja and Ashwin is questionable. Nitish Kumar Reddy proved more than ready for Test cricket, with a pivotal first innings knock of 41 with his side under the pump. He also performed well in the second innings with quick-fire runs and a wicket. Harshit Rama was outstanding on debut, his dismissal of Travis Head in the first innings typifying his pace and skill, and a four-wicket haul really helped the Indians. The temporary skipper Jasprit Bumrah played the perfect test. His eight-wicket haul was superb, his phenomenal day-one spell swinging the match India's way and ripping the soul out of the Aussies' batting lineup in the process. He also made all the right calls as skipper, backing in his young quicks at the right time. Mohammad Siraj announced himself as a world class cricketer with a brilliant display of pace bowling. He set up a dismissal of Steve Smith in the second innings, the perfect example of his improved consistency. Other than some of the first innings batting, it was tough to fault the Indian side, getting an A grade from me. The same glowing reviews could not be made for the Australian side, who were nothing short of ordinary, with the exception of a couple of players. Nathan McSweeney was always set to fail and looked out of his depth as a test opener. One hopes he'll move to the number 3 spot for the next test. Usman Khawaja was close to the worst player on ground. His poor batting performance matched by lethargic fielding, his inability to catch Jaiswal when he was on 50 a real heartbreaker for his team. Marnus Labuschagne looked a shell of his normal excellent self, twice out LBW while making just 5 runs from 55 deliveries for the test. The less said about his bowling, the better. Steve Smith couldn't last a delivery in the first innings, but more concerning was his inability to kick on with his innings after getting his eye in the second. Travis Head got a beauty to dismiss him in the first innings, but showed why he's Australia's best bat with a blistering 89 in the second innings. Mitch Marsh had a mixed test with bat and ball, not scoring runs until the game was over, but taking crucial wickets to get Australia on top before his lack of match fitness kicked in the second innings. Alex Carey was okay with the bat without dominating, but was disappointing behind the stumps from the first ball of the test, his footwork looking well off the mark and numerous byes conceded. Pat Cummins had a stinker. He bowled okay without luck in the first innings, but he lacked his usual aggression and patience and line and length in the second innings. His captaincy was horrific, consistently making poor choices with bowler selection, poor tactics, and field placements that seemed totally lacking in sense. Mitch Stark's first innings was better than anyone's, bowling superbly without luck and doing the job with the bat that the batsman couldn't. Unfortunately, he couldn't sustain this form throughout the test, which is a worrying sign in a 5 test series. Nathan Lyon worked hard but had little impact on a pitch that did little for the spinners. Look for a bigger impact from him in Adelaide. Josh Hazlewood was clearly Australia's best player with an exemplary bowling display. Like Stark, he bowled without luck, but still managed 5 wickets at less than 2 runs and over throughout the test. Overall, it was a stinker from the Aussies, with the scoreboard, if anything, flattering the home side. A D grading all they deserve.